don't buy the OnePlus 8 Pro. Unless... Before we get into if anything's improved in the most recent software update, let's talk about what I like and what I don't like. I like the software. Oxygen OS is one of my favourite Android skins, and it always has been. It's fluid, it's smooth, and it's really easy to use. 120Hz on the display. Yes, I know there's display issues that we'll talk about later, but the fact that it's 120Hz makes the whole OS feel so much better. The cameras are much improved from previous OnePlus devices. This is the best camera setup that's been on a OnePlus device, and considering that I've used the OnePlus 1, 2, 3T, 6T, 7 Pro, and now I'm trying out the 8 Pro, I obviously don't mind having the best camera on the market. Little things like the haptics are really nice, the vibration feedback that you get throughout the whole operating system, the speakers are really solid, water resistance and wireless charging are nice to have, although I've not used wireless charging yet because I don't know what I'm doing with these two phones. And surely this is the most fluid device on Android right now. In terms of flagships, I'd choose between the Galaxy S series, the Pixel line, and OnePlus's flagship devices. And in my opinion, the Exynos in the S20, I don't want that. That performance isn't great for what I've seen. The Pixel, we all know the software issues that's had. So for me, the way this operating system works under Oxygen OS, it makes it the most fluid device to use, especially with 120Hz refresh rate. What I don't like, can you guess it? The displays. The display issues on these things. The green tint and everything else, which we'll get into later, and the curved edges. Yes, it looks great. It looks sleek, it looks modern, it looks bezel-less, all these things. But when you're using it, I much prefer flat displays because you don't get accidental touches, you don't get false touches, and it's much easier to use day to day because there's no glare on the side of the screen. So let's get to it. I've had a lot of questions about why other people aren't mentioning the display issues on the OnePlus 8 Pro, and there's a pretty simple answer to that. I don't think they see them. I spoke to Ben Geskin over on Twitter and asked him if he'd seen any of the display issues that we've all been talking about, and he said he hadn't seen any of them. He even sent a picture back on an orange display. Yes, it was at high brightness, but he's not seen any of these display issues that we're talking about. The reason I think that most people aren't seeing the display issues is because day to day, we don't use our displays between 0 and 10% brightness. Mine right now is set to 100%, 90%. That's where we use it during the day. And that's when the screen looks incredible. In the daytime, the screen looks amazing. When you've got full brightness, you've got colourful images on the screen, it looks awesome. It's when you get to the night time and it's a dark screen and you're looking at black backgrounds and all this kind of stuff, that's when you really see the issues. And I'm assuming most people don't use it like that. Most people use it and are comfortable with it in this time of day. Now, how am I seeing them? How did I first see these issues? Well, initially, I did see a little bit of screen retention, so I thought, well, that might just be natural to all the displays. And then I checked the forums and stuff, and I saw more people complaining about green tint and black crush and black bars and all this kind of stuff. Checked my devices, and lo and behold, it's there. The display issues, the green tint, the black bar, all that kind of thing. And like I've said before, once I've seen them, it's really, really hard to unsee them. And I'm seeing them on both devices, both of my OnePluses, the green version and the blue version. So, the 10.5.8 update is here. What's changed? Anything? Nothing? As you can see here, I've got two images side by side. One where the green model's on 10.5.6 and the other where it's on 10.5.8, and the blue is always on 10.5.8. You can see that the green tint's greatly improved from before and after the update on the green model. Many have said it does look more dirty now, the screen. Some say it kind of looks like a dirty purple, which I can see, but I think it looks way better than the green tint of beforehand. It's easier on the eyes, and to be honest, I think it's less obvious. However, it's not all good. The black bar's still there at the top, which I've mentioned before is likely hardware, and the screen retention, which is in this picture, could easily lead to screen burning in the long term, if not in a couple of months' time, which is really not good. And it's so obvious to see sometimes when you're switching, even at high brightness in the daytime, you can see the screen retention going on. It's not great. The black crush is meant to have been improved on this update. On my testing it seems slightly better, especially with scrolling on black screens and watching videos, but it was always less of a problem for me compared to the other issues. If the black crush was the only issue, I'd have no problem using this phone, to be honest. So that's at the bottom of my list of what needs to get fixed. Now, with all this talk about hardware, software fixes, is it going to get fixed? I checked the manufacture dates of my glacial green model and my ultramarine blue model. The green was manufactured on the 31st of March and the blue was manufactured on the 14th of April. So you don't get the OnePlus 8 Pro unless you have a really good returns policy from where you're getting it from. It's 30 days here in the UK, I'm happy with that. Or if you feel like these display issues aren't a problem for you. If you could use it anyway, go ahead. So like I've said before in my previous video, which you can probably find around my head again somewhere, I don't know where it's going to be, I'm going to replace one device and return one device, and I've requested that my manufacture date is as recent as possible because I want to minimize all the hardware issues that I can. And if that's the case and it comes back and it's much better, I'll be sure to bring an update. It kind of feels like the OnePlus 8 trilogy at the minute, although this is the third video and there's going to be a fourth video when the replacement arrives. So OnePlus 8 quadrilogy, that's a word I think. Make sure that you stay tuned to not miss out on the fourth video of this quadrilogy and see what the replacement devices are like. I'm really enjoying interacting with you all over on Twitter, so if you don't follow me on there, drop me a follow, and always in the comments below. It's great to get involved and see what you guys are saying, so keep it coming and I look forward to more. So make sure you subscribe, drop a comment down below and drop a like. I had one dislike in the last video. One dislike. Who was that? Own up. Drop a comment and own up. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. I'm trying to drop 3 videos in the next 7 days, so we'll see how they go, and thanks for watching. This was Fox Tech and I'll catch you on the next one.